Hey, Superman 1983-7 here. I would like to respond to your video on evolution of the eye, and for some reason you believe that it's not a very good explanation. Now, before I start this and kind of give you a little bit more understanding of it, the nerve cells, the photocells, how the eye evolved. I would just like to point out your views on how you believe the eye evolved. Do you believe that a god had created a human and he had perfect vision right off the bat? Right? There's no evolutionary process. God gave different types of eyes to every different animal. That's apparently how he did it. Alright? So that's what you believe. You believe in a one-step jump. So say this is a mountain. Alright? This is evolution, climbing the mountain, getting to its peak, which it probably doesn't have a peak, it probably just goes on and on and on. As long as that organism, or humans as a species, that's what you're talking about, live long enough, will continue to evolve. What you're talking about is, say the mountain's like this, here we are, no eye, eye, humans, one jump theory. So you can understand why I believe that it's kind of a stupid theory. First off, there's no evidential fact that a god exists. There's no evidential fact that a deity exists. There's no evidential fact for really anything. We got prophets and we have scriptures. We have a lot of mythology. And unless you can prove this not to be mythology, then I'll take everything into context the way you stated it. If you can prove to me that this actually happened, then we'll work from there. The one thing I want to say to you, though, is, why is this not enough information for you? Obviously, you're not a scholar of any type. You're not a scientist. You're not an evolutionary scientist. So if you have no background in it, what gives you the right to debunk it because you don't understand it? Alright? A lot of people spend a lot of time working on these theories, spend most of their lives doing this stuff, researching it, researching other organisms and coming to conclusions with this, with fact behind it. Instead you say, no, I'm going to go with my scripture, something that has no fact behind it whatsoever, and we're going to go from there. But in the meantime, I'm going to debunk all these people's hard work and say that it's not true, and go with my biblical scriptures. So, let's go with this. Now, I've got this off a site. It's a good site. It's the Physics link, and it's a .com. It's a great place for education. Ask experts on just pretty much about anything, and you'll get answers on it. Anyway, this was in there. Now, you want to know about that flipping image, how your retina and everything, flips the image. Why does it do that? The eye or the brain can't learn to do that over a certain period of time. It would take long periods of time for someone to see a flipped image before he could actually see it upright. Well, sir, if you've done any kind of studying or looked into anything, which I doubt you ever do, you're probably just a one-book man. But if you want to know, here we go. Your brain can be retrained, though. In one physiological study, participants were asked to wear inverting lenses that invert the image before they get to your eye, so that when your eye inverts it, it's right side up. At first, everything appeared upside down to the participants, but after a few days, sir, not a long time, right? Just a few days, right? But after a few days, people began to report that everything appeared right side up. As a second part of the study, the people were asked to take the glasses off, because they were now used to the lenses. Their normal vision appeared upside down. Within a day, though, their vision returned to normal. The reason you don't see everything upside down, then, is simply because it's easier to think about right side up. Why? Now, it's easier for your brain to process images right side up, right? Because we have to walk, alright? Because of gravity, we're on a flat plane, right? Now, if we saw everything upside down, and we felt our feet moving on the ground, down here, but to us it looked like we're up here, then our brain will be like, what's going on? I don't think I'm getting this quite right. Alright? Now your brain will compensate. This is the great thing about a brain. It will always compensate. Alright? Through evolution, through Homo erectus, okay? We didn't have that big of a brain back in Homo erectus, There's speculation how long ago that was, but let's call it about 1 million years, alright? We didn't have that big a brain. We could stand up, feed yourself a little bit, pretty much still monkeys, right? Except we stand up and less hair. Now, Homo sapiens, our brain is much bigger, and it's a bit. I like to refer to a better computer. All right. Now, next time you have any questions on scientific studies, biological studies, evolutionary process, anything like this, I want you to ask yourself one question, and one question only. Why is a bubble round? Why isn't it square or triangular? Why? Because it's the perfect shape, right? It is what nature would presume the perfect size. So, anytime you have any questions on something, or if you take a study that people spent a long time trying to get the answers to, other than you reading one book and becoming a master at a book, you actually have to provide credit to these people, okay? Because they don't just study one book and sit down and pray and, wear your hats and, you know what I mean? They actually sit in the lab and they figure out questions that you guys say God did when he didn't, okay? So, evolutionary process, on a grade, one-step creation, what you guys have, just nothing, jump to something, okay? We're all about filling gaps, okay? That's what science is for. Now, Carl Sagan had a theory. It was called the baloney detection kit. Now, what the baloney detection kit was, it was questions. Anytime people came up with any kind of questions or theories on something, right? Was saying it's true or whatever, right? You would actually have to ask yourself these scientific questions, right? Where your sources come from, where did they get their information? Do you have evidence to back it up? Does that evidence support their claims? Is there evidence going against the claims? What is that basis? It goes on and on and on, right? So anytime you're encountered with anything, always ask yourself these questions, right? Now, that's probably what you did with the eye, but the one thing you didn't do is find out if the source was correct, which it was. And when you just said, oh, I really don't understand that at all, I can't see how that would work, it sounds ridiculous to me. Instead of looking up more information on protocells and nerve cells and the nerve endings that lead to the brain, how refraction is done through the eye, you could also go into the brain, right? And cognitive thinking and incognitive thinking and how the brain works. It's a great thing. The eye leads to the brain leads to the nerves, and that runs the rest of your body. It's great to know about. So, I'm going to leave you with this. You can believe in Yahweh or Jesus or Krishna or Buddha, the Prophet Muhammad, Allah, anybody. You can believe in any of those people. Alright? But when you read scriptures that are apparently false to anybody with any type of IQ, alright? Snakes talking, building a boat that housed 10 million animals, parting a Red Sea, which is more likely the Reed Sea. Moses can't even prove he even existed, along with a couple other people. We already disproved Exodus. There's lots of things in the Bible that aren't true, okay? And you can still have faith and understand that those parts in the Bible aren't true. But don't be ignorant to fact, because it makes you look ignorant, rude, and just plain stupid. So, next time you don't understand something, ask yourself, what should I do? Always refer back to Carl Sagan's baloney detection kit. The rules are on Google if you want to look them up, and the steps. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you.